So there you go. Look at that. We have an easy access to decompose. I bury it in my beds or in the garden, around the garden. So it's ready to go to our Bokashi soil factory. Hello, good morning. How are you doing today? It's a beautiful day today, and we have a lot of things to do. But first, if you're new to our channel, this is Jude again, your California Pinoy nurse gardener, and I welcome you all to our channel. And today we will remove these eggplants. We will amend the beds, and we will plant brassicas, and we will check our bokashi compost later on. So this eggplant, we have 4 eggplants in this bed, and it has really been producing a lot. But since it's getting very cold, we have to remove it. We will not overwinter it because the eggplant suffered really a lot of spider mites in this area. So I think this area lacks airflow. So we will be planting eggplant in a different location next year. So this is Nagasaki long eggplants. These are long, tender, and they're very tasty. So, yep, it has been producing a lot. I mean, a lot of eggplant. These 2 beds, we had 8 eggplants in these 2 beds, and we have been sharing a lot of eggplants to our friends, neighbors, families, and yep, it's okay. Anyway, we have 2 eggplants in the front that's also producing. So we will keep that. We will overwinter that, and yep, uh, we'll just remove this one, and we will utilize it for other plants. So the other plants in this bed are bell peppers, king of the north, sweet pepper, and we will leave them here. We will let them produce because they have lots of bell peppers in the plants, and most likely we will overwinter this so that they will start producing early next year. And we're all done removing all the eggplants, so let's start amending. And first we'll top it off with this chicken manure, but we have our bokashi compost in our bokashi soil factory. It's still decomposing, but I think we can put it here because there's lots of worms here, and it will help it to decompose faster, and it will also provide a lot of organic matter for our soil and for our plants to use. So this is what I do if it takes long time for the bokashi compost to decompose. I bury it in my beds or in the garden, around the garden. And it shows because in these 2 raised beds, we have a lot of worms in the beds. So that's pretty good because, you know, worms, they eat this what do we call this one? The fermented compost or the decomposing bokashi compost. They eat it, and then they produce this worm casting that's also very healthy, for very nutrient rich. That's gonna be good for our plants. And of course, we'll top it off with the chicken manure. So it also adds organic matter into our raised bed. And of course, a good soak of water. So next up, if you notice, I am removing the mulch in that container bin. That's a 27-gallon container bin where we planted our sun cherry tomatoes. We already harvested those and removed the plants. So let's also amend it with the chicken manure, and we will also plant some broccoli in that area. So it's important to add some organic matter every time we finish planting, because most likely the nutrients are depleted in those containers. So we have here red acre cabbage and some broccoli. So for our measurement, we'll just use that trowel. So from end to end, I think that's around 12 inches, 12 to 14 inches. So should be okay. Anyway, this raised bed is full of organic matter, so they should there should be no problem on nutrients. But we'll also add some fertilizer. We'll add some. First, we added some worm casting, and since these brassicas love nitrogen, we will add some blood meal. And as you know, blood meal has high in nitrogen. And we'll add some garden tone as well. So this is almost a complete fertilizer. I mean, yeah, it's an almost complete fertilizer. Garden tone, I believe it's 344 something. I'm not really sure, but I think it's close to that. And let's just give it a good soak of water again, just to help this fertilizer start breaking down. So red acre cabbage, there you go. We sowed these seeds, I think 6 weeks ago. So they're already ready to be planted, and the weather is really nice and cool, so it should be okay for these brassicas to be planted. So we decided to plant more cabbage because the kids they love eating cabbage mixed with the ground meat. So this should be good for us because it's fresh, it's healthy, it's nutritious, it's organic. So it's good for us. It's good also for especially for the kids. And in between these spaces of broccoli and the cabbage, we will plant some bok choy. Yep, I think they're gonna be okay together. We'll plant some bok choy around it, in between it, so that we will do some intercropping so that we will maximize the space. And anyway, as I've said a while ago, this bed is full of organic matter, and there should be no problem with these plants competing for nutrients. So next up, this is a container bin. It's a 27-gallon. So again, we planted the tomatoes here before, and we harvested them all. We removed the plants, and we amended also the soil with the chicken manure. And we will add some fertilizer, organic garden tone fertilizer, blood meal, and worm casting. So that should provide a continuous and slow and steady continuous supply of nutrients for these brassicas. Again, we'll do 5. I think should be okay. 5 broccolis in this 27-gallon container. So this will be our first time planting 5 broccoli here, so we'll see how it goes. Last year we planted 3, and they did well, and we'll see. Hopefully their growth will not be stunted. And then next we'll add some row covers, because we have a lot of moth in our garden. and I don't like them laying eggs on this broccoli. I mean on this cabbage. It's okay for the broccoli because we can spray them with the BT, and they don't usually affect the broccoli head. It's only the leaves. But for the cabbage, they they burrow in the cabbage heads. So there you go. Look at that. We have an easy access to check our plants, and we're all done with that garden bed. So let's use this Bokashi compost tea to water our plants. So I collected this I think a few days ago, and I don't want it to be sitting down there for a long time because otherwise I believe it will ferment and it will become uh, is it more acidic? I'm not sure. Anyway, if you had experience storing compost tea for a long time, please let me know how that went. So yep, let's use this to water our rose tree. And as you can see, there are a lot of flowers in this 4 rose tree. So this should help them replenish all the nutrients that's been used by this the rose tree. And we will also water this Nagasaki long eggplant. As I've said, we have 2 plants in this in the front, and it's producing a lot of fruits. And we've been only using this Bokashi compost tea to water those plants, so they're obviously loving it. And at the back, we'll use this to water our onions. So we have our 4 bed of onions here, and also our Swiss chard and bok choy tower. So our Bokashi compost bin, look at that. There's already white molds on top, so that's a good sign that it achieved a good fermentation. So it's ready to go to our Bokashi soil factory. So we just dump it there, and then we will cover it with the soil. So usually it takes about 6 weeks before the food scrap here, the fermented food scrap here, are already decomposed. But sometimes it takes longer. So again, we will cover it with soil. So we're using here, I used potting soil, and this potting soil has worms in it, so it should be okay. It's gonna help break down this food scrap much easier. And a good soak of water, because as you know, moisture is important when composting. So that's all it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next in our next video. Take care.